Hey guys, so I just came home at lunchtime and looks like we got a delivery. We got a Bowflex treadclimber TC100. Normally I don't buy into the hype with this kind of shit, but it's a little tough for me to get to the gym and I need to lose some weight. So they had a good Black Friday deal. They had, I don't know, it was a total of like almost $700 off. I got some other shit out there. We got a free mat, but it was a total of almost $700 off. They gave me free shipping, so it was like a $2,000 model with $200 shipping. Came down to like $1,400 and change, I think. So I'm gonna get a video of setting that thing up, maybe tonight or tomorrow. But I'll give some impressions as I'm going through setting it up, and then we'll give it a little bit of a use cycle, and I'll come back with another review on how I like actually using it. We'll come back in a little bit. Hey guys, good morning. Today I am preparing to clean out this area here in preparation to put the Bowflex treadclimber down here. It is a mess down here. We just moved in mid-July, and it's second day of December now, so we just basically threw everything down here when we moved, and I haven't even started unpacking or moving stuff around. So I just started getting some of my old home theater stuff over in this area, started throwing Christmas stuff and cardboard boxes over here in preparation for this. Started building some shelves, get some stuff off of the floor. We still got a whole bunch of home theater stuff, wiring, cables, speakers, TVs, so much junk. One of these extra TVs I'm going to be putting out in the garage. If you watch my other videos, I have a car that I work on quite frequently in the garage. I'm going to mount one of these TVs, probably this 32-inch Dynex here that was in one of the kids' rooms back when they were younger. I'm going to throw that in the garage and mount it on the wall, and put one of my old Amazon Fire boxes. I think I have a spare one of those somewhere, or an Apple TV or something. I'm going to throw that out in the garage so I can watch YouTube videos to kind of help me along sometimes when I'm working on projects. But somewhere in this general area here is where the Bowflex is going to go. The only outlets I have down here are that one GFCI underneath the breaker box, and you're going to see one over in that far corner that runs a sump pump, and there's a break off of that and a switch up there for a radon remediation pump. So I don't have too many options for electric down here, so somewhere down in this area I'm going to put the Bowflex. It doesn't need quite this much room, but I want to get this crap out of here as much as I can. My wife's stipulation was that it needed to look pretty, so we're going to try and make it look somewhat pretty so she'll come down here and use it. Alright, so I made a little bit of space. We have this whole area for the most part open. I'm going to clean up a little bit more once I figured out how to get it situated. First thing I wanted to unbox was one of the perks that they gave me was a like a pad, like a roll-out Bowflex pad type thing. They say is $100 value. Who knows? It's probably some cheap crap. But I want to get that unrolled and see how big it is. I want to see if the width is actually this wide or if it's folded up to open up more. Because this is open concrete, again, my wife said, with this being an unfinished basement, that she at least wanted it to be pretty. So we have an old area rug that we had at the old house up in the living room because we had hardwood floors. I'm going to see how wide this is to see if it looks okay by itself. If not, I'm going to throw an area rug down here and make it look somewhat decent for her so I don't have to hear her complaining that it looks ugly down here. So first thing we'll do is unbox this and see how big this thing really is. So it is just this wide. Probably rolls out to about 4 feet is my guess. So my guess is the equipment itself is probably only about 3 feet wide, something like that, which I thought would probably be a little bit bigger. I'm probably making a whole lot of space for no reason. Since this has been rolled up for so long, and it's cold out, it's going to be a little bit harder to unroll. Alright, so my guess was about right. It's about 4 feet by, I don't know, 2.5 feet, 3 feet, maybe 5 feet by 3 feet, something like that. So because of that, I'm going to put down an area rug so my wife doesn't complain. So we will be back in a few minutes. Alright, so I found an area rug down in our storage area. So hopefully she'll be happy with this. I know she loved this rug in the last house. It feels a little weird putting down a $400 area rug on a piece of concrete to put some exercise equipment on, but whatever. If that motivates her to get down here and work out, then so be it. We got a shot of this. I'm not sure how I'm going to orient this thing yet. I'm just kind of putting it there for now, and we'll figure out if we're going to go this way or this way or this way, whatever. Chances are we're probably going to go this way, because right here is the only electrical outlet I know of, so I'm probably going to have to run an extension cord down and over. I should have some pretty long extension cords for some of the holiday stuff that's out the road. So I'll figure that out. We're going to try and get some of this stuff unboxed. I'll get it prepped to get it open, and then we'll come back and you'll see exactly what's in the box. Alright, so we are back. I went to a head mount. I feel that the head mount will be a little bit more beneficial so you guys can see while I'm seeing as I'm opening it up from that angle, rather than me recording from all the way over here and hoping that you can see everything. So I don't know which box this one is, but we will rip these bands off. And yes, there's an easier way of doing these. However, I'm too lazy to flip the box back around. Alright, so good. Looks like there's no tape, it's just those straps. Alright. So, let's see what we got in here. Looks like we got a cover panel of some sort. We got a hardware list. Looks like they provide the inch and centimeter on the sides. That way when they tell you grab XYZ bolt, which is also labeled with letters and numbers, tells you how many of each. But just in case they get confused, sometimes people rip the whole front off and mix them all up so you can measure them on the sides. That's nice. We got power cord and some other looks like the rip cord to shut this off if you fall off of it, and instruction manual. Another cover plate. These probably go on the sides, I'm willing to guess. This is looks like a top panel. Leave that on the side. We don't need that for now. Alright, so it looks like this is going to be one of the main units. This is the electronics. It looks like probably cup holders. Yep. So it looks like the top section, start, stop, electronics, speed. Put that over on that side. This is probably the panel that goes down by your feet, is my guess. We have, looks like they are in here with zip ties. I don't have any dikes down here, so we'll see if we can cut through these safely with a blade. Alright. So, willing to guess, this is the handbar. It's got the things for your pulse. Finding it's a little rough to roll on this carpet with the with my chair. probably going to be one of the main pillars. And another main pillar. So I'm thinking this box is all the miscellaneous stuff, and the other box right there is probably like the motor mechanism and the whole bottom rail section. This one's heavy. Oh. So pardon my grunting and pain. I have, I think it's tennis elbow right now, so some of the stuff's a little hard for me. Alright, so we got the shocks. They are adjustable in some fashion. We'll check those out a little bit more in depth once we get to that part of the assembly. And I think that is everything for the first box. So I'll drop that back in here. And drop the mat box back in there. Drop the top back on. Alright, get that out of the way. We'll come to the big one. This one is very heavy, significantly more heavy than the other one was. Hopefully once this is hopefully once this is together I can slide it around okay. I don't know if this thing has wheels on the back or not. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Man, I'll tell you what, looking at that thing around is definitely tough on my elbow. Feels like we got something underneath here. Alright, so we will get the straps off of this one. As you can see the boxes are a little banged up from shipping. It looks like they packaged it good enough that it shouldn't be an issue. But nonetheless, it is banged up from shipping. Alright, so this is the main motor section. I don't know if I got it the right side out or not. We'll find out pretty quickly though. Alright. My guess is this is probably the bottom side. Fuck, this thing is heavy. Alright, no, actually that's the top side, because right here are the nubs where it's supposed to sit on the floor. So, let's see if we can roll this out. This is definitely not for the faint of heart. I had to have my son help me bring this stuff down. Other box wasn't as bad as this one, but this is the brains. This is like the meat and the potatoes of the setup. And if you can see here, it does have wheels on the back, so you should be able to lift it up. Or actually, that may be the front. I don't know. Actually, that is the back, because they will go up like this. So it does have wheels on the back, so you can move it around once it's assembled, which is good. It's probably going to be pretty heavy once it's assembled, but nonetheless, they give you wheels, so again, that is a plus, because chances are, once you get this thing in, you're going to want to move it around a little bit. Got some of this stuff out of the way, make it easier to work on. It's cold down in the basement, so I decided to wear a hoodie. And now I'm sweating my ass off, so go figure. Alright, so we got the main unit there with the motor and the assembly. These are probably side beauty panels right here. They probably go in that section. Right here, it's going to be the side pieces that go up this way. I'm not sure of the orientation yet, but yeah, they're going to go up this way in some fashion. We got the front part that you hold your hands onto. It takes your pulse. Another beauty panel there, probably goes down to the bottom. And then we got the main brain section there with the electronics screen. And then we got the shocks underneath there. And actually the shocks over here, that was something else. And some instructions and stuff and beauty panels. So I'm going to get some stuff unwrapped. I'm going to take a look at the instructions before I get too in depth with this. And I'll come back and let you guys see. Alright, we're back to the head cam. Just took a brief look at quickly at the instructions. First step, it says basically to align and get the unit into the area. Shows all the layout of what's in both boxes. We don't care about that right now because I just showed that. So basically, I was wrong. The other side, this side, is actually the rear of the treadles. And in these steps, it says, you know, kind of get it in your area. And then to put one of the packaging foams underneath the treadles. So we'll see if we can get that aligned and get this thing underway. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to move this around because I think I'm going to want the treadles the other direction, like I said, because of the power cord. So, as you can see already, those wheels make it a lot easier. And we're going to get these off. Okay, they lock those into place. Alright, and it also says not to crimp the I/O cable when you're doing this, when you let these down. So we do have to watch out for that. Alright, slide packaging boxes under the base of the treadle assembly. I don't know how much of that you guys can see. Treadle assembly should be level. Treadle should be securely raised. Alright, so it looks like we're just raising up the underside of the frame a little bit. And keeping those treadles a little bit elevated. We're probably going to be sliding this around a little bit. No, that's not right. That's still the rear. Or that's, yeah. That is the front. Alright. Sorry, I'm confused on which way these things are moving around. So, again, this is going to be the front. I was right the first time. That is the back section. So we got those elevated. Let's see here. Alright, so it's basically saying don't drop the treadles down on your fingers. Let's see, attached the left upper right to the upper left. Alright, so it's going to be these two units. And I guess I'm probably not going to have to bring down any tools They did offer some tools. I'm sure my tools will be easier to work with than those. We'll give them a try and see. My experience with putting stuff like this together is the tools are adequate enough, but it's much easier if you have better quality tools. Alright, so actually we're going to take away the yeah, maybe we'll keep the camera mount on. We'll see how good it goes. Alright. Alright, let's see how these are supposed to go. Basically one slides into the other. You see this has a channel and has some threaded areas there for bolts, if you can see them. Alright, so we'll get those together. We will probably put that up against the wall because that'll probably be easier. Actually, it might hold itself like that. Alright. And let's see here. Okay, A, B, and C hardware. So we're going to do times 4, it says on there. So we got 4 A's. 4 B's. So it looks like they put these in a little bag or a little shrink wrap themselves. So we're going to try to be careful and hopefully I don't cut my hand here. So we got 3. And I got big sausage link fingers, so these aren't exactly easy all the time to pop some of this stuff out. And there goes the 4th one. So, take your bolt, take your lock washer, take your flat washer, as it shows in here, and it's going into those threaded areas that I showed you a couple minutes ago. So we get these all prepped and ready. Alright, so it looks like we got 2 in the side and 2 in the bottom. On its back. Alright, so as you can see, the threaded holes here, hopefully you can see. And we're just going to hand tighten these things. Probably going to be able to get these so far with your fingers. A lot of times these are a little tough. They have some painting or anodizing on the threaded parts and make them a little bit difficult to get all the way down by hand. Yes, that's about as far as I can take these by hand. I'm going to throw this up against a wall. It might be easier to get everything set in that channel there. Alright, so it says to just do hand tighten. I want to try and get those down a little bit more. Just because they're sticking up pretty far. As you can see, that's as far as that'll go in by hand. That's pretty tight. So, give you a nice little 90-degree Allen wrench here. And we'll just snug these for now, because you're probably going to have to move these around a little bit. Once you get the assembly up on the main unit. It's got a little bit of a gap. Alright, so now we can get that gap a little bit tighter. Alright, I'm going to try and open up the, hold on guys, sorry I got a bald head and this head mount makes it a little bit itchy. So I'm going to try and open up that window up there a little bit more. I pulled the shade down, or the curtain down, because I was going to film this way and figured the sunlight would cause a weird glare. So hopefully this lets some more light in there, makes it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. So we'll just tuck that up there. Hopefully it's a little bit better. Alright, so we got that step done. And we're going to try and go as much real time as we can with this. I want to give you guys a good idea of what this really takes to put together. Route the lower I/O cable through the right upright. So, alright, I guess we're like getting these uprights together like right now. Alright, how far up this upright does this need to go? I/O cable is right here. Again, be careful with this, because if this gets screwed up, I'm sure you can probably get a replacement cable and route it up through, but I'm sure the manufacturer won't make that very easy. Alright, so let's see. Actually, I am the wrong way with the upright. It's gonna go actually like this. And there is a, looks like it goes up underneath. There should be a hole down here. Alright, so it's gonna, if you see this channel here, you're gonna route it up through. Oh, I see. So you tie this probably up here. Alright, do not crimp the cable, obviously. Alright, so it's telling me exactly what I just said to do. Tie this up here. So that way you can pull the I/O cable up through. Hopefully, it should not be overly difficult to do. Alright, so up here, so you can see we're pulling. Get this a little bit closer. Now don't be scared to tug a little bit. I mean, it's going to be a little tight, but if you can see here, we're already up through there. So that did its job good. And once that's up through there, the treadles do not have a locking mechanism, must be supported safely. Yeah, we already know that. Yada yada yada. Be careful of your fingers. Alright, so basically this track is going to slide in there, and we're going to bolt that unit on. So you can see you have holes, and then you have threaded area down there. So as I would understand it, that is supposed to happen. Alright, and you're going to get more of the A, B's, and C's. You're going to do 2. Where's my chair at? and we'll get those started. So we get that bolted down. So we got the A's. Where the hell did my B's go? Just had them here rolled out. Oh, sitting on top. Alright, so I'm going to keep those separate. I'm going to try not to lose them, but you got a lot of little hardware here. And this tape crap that they put on these get a little sticky. It's going to be a little bit of a pain. Alright, so we got our B's. We got our C's. So, again, lock washer, flat washer, lock washer, flat washer, and this should screw into this channel here. So I'm going to nudge up on this rail with my shoulder or my hand, and just want to make sure you don't cross thread this stuff. I would hope for $2,000 retail that they put pretty good threaded stuff in here and good hardware, but my experience has not always been that. Alright. Here's where a problem you have sometimes with these big units. You have to support it and then hold it and kind of shimmy it around a little bit. So that is going in there now. Alright, we're going to hand snug that to keep that in place so it doesn't rip those threads at all. And I always like to push back on the stuff as far as I can. That way you know it's fitting back in the channel as good as it possibly can. And that way you know both sides are flush. I'm going to hold that with my knee there. And I'm gonna hand tighten those. With that being up in the air, that doesn't, it's a little loose, but I'm sure once you get everything together and get it back on the floor, it'll probably be alright. Alright. There is, oh, that's why it's sitting loose. Because I am covering the back ones. They're actually supposed to fit back there more. So, and this is the kind of crap you figure out as you go. I'm not paying 100% attention because I'm trying to record this and do this live. A lot of times I'll take a little bit more time to look at this stuff a little bit more clear. And, you know, sometimes you gotta redo things a couple times if it doesn't make sense the first time through. And I'm tucking this cable up with my left hand to push this back so it does not crimp that cable. Again, that will be pretty bad if it crimps the cable. So, alright, you can see it sits back there good now. And I'm gonna get these holes lined up. Not sure how much of this you can see. It's a little dark in there. Sometimes you gotta kind of tap it to get these to go in straight. It's probably gonna be good there. We'll know once we start screwing down. So we're gonna need 2 more of each. Lock washers that are stuck together with this tape. And I think a flat washer maybe got lost in there. we will find that out soon enough too. I should have a decent amount of flat washers up in the garage. Alright, so again, I'm trying to get these down. Now once you fit that flush down there, some of the stuff fits a little bit easier. Alright, that's straight now. As you find out when you're shimmying this stuff, that doesn't always stay where you want it to stay. Alright. The left or the right side's good. Left side. Is a little off center. Starting. Alright, so that's grabbing threads. That's good. I'm not sure how much of this you can see. Again, guys, it's tight. And this is where a drill with an Allen head attachment comes in handy. But we're going to do this the hard way and assume that you don't have tools, because not everybody has tools. Most of these are probably elderly people that are buying these things. You can see one of my dogs over there coming down to see what's going on. Alright, so that's in there, it's snug. These ones, they probably are going to want them snugged. Maybe we will wait. Alright, so here's where all the complicated crap is. So we're going to get the hand section, easy, and the electronics. Come on, get out here. Just make sure they don't want these snugged. I'm pretty sure they're probably not going to want them snugged yet, because you got to slide all kinds of stuff up there. Alright, you see your I/O cable. We got a little bit of stretch here, so we should be good on that. Alright, do not crimp the cables, of course. Place a clean towel and blanket underneath the console assembly to protect it. Let's see here. We're going to need 4 EFGs. So let's get that stuff ready a while. Alright, E, F, G. What are you doing, Xena? What are you doing? You curious what Daddy's doing? 2, 3, 4. And there are only 4 G's. Alright, so hopefully we don't lose anything in here. So, lock washer, flat washer, you guys know how this goes now. I'm going to be doing this a lot through the process. Alright, so we are going to get that control board out. We'll get the handlebars out. It looks like you're probably gonna route the cable up through the middle. Alright, so we'll get the control board. And I'm working on a carpet, so hopefully I don't have to worry about screwing this up too bad. If you're working directly on cement or a hard surface, it's probably not a bad idea, like they said, to put a towel down to protect this from getting all scratched up. Get our blade for this. All right. We got that out of here. I'm pretty sure it's going to go like that. We'll go back at the instructions and look. Take a hike, dog. Come on. Pardon my cough, guys. I got some bronchial issues. So you'll hear me coughing and clearing my throat a lot. Alright, blah blah blah, do not crimp. Get that up there. Alright. Guess we're bolting this on first and then, oh, okay. Oh shit. Alright, so we got another cable section here. Alright, so saying to do it face down, because there's 2 more cable sections that are going to go in here. Alright, let's see. Pull that side down. Alright, so I guess that's going to feed down this channel. And we got another pull tag. It's probably going to pull down through. Try to feed that down through. Hopefully we don't lose it. And carefully pull it up. I know you guys ain't seeing this because it is dark. Alright, we're probably going to have to get a pick. Oh, shit, that's what I didn't want to happen. Alright, we're going to go get a pick from the garage and kind of guide that through. I brushed my finger a little bit here. And we're bleeding. So I'll get a band-aid. We'll be back in a few. Alright, guys, we're back. Go back to the head mount and give my forehead a little bit of rest. We got 3 tools here. We got a small flat blade screwdriver. We got some needle nose pliers, and we got a 90-degree pick. We will see what works good. Pick might just do it. This is where you kind of want to be careful
pulling this. Oh, you know what? It's supposed to pull through the side. This is where they're not overly clear. This was supposed to pull out the side. And we're going to pull this plug out here. There we go. I'm going to put the grommet back in there, because that would have been a tight fit otherwise. I guess that made sense why that cord, the ripcord thing, was through that hole. I don't know what this one down here is going to be for, but I guess we will find out in a little bit, huh? This doesn't make any sense. This makes it seem like it's going out that way. Oh, where the hell this is supposed to go? Okay, so yeah, this looks like it is supposed to come out there. So I don't get it. I don't get why it wants to go through the side. Alright, guess that wants to go through the side and up and around. So we're going to pull that back out. There's a little channel here they can go through. I'm guessing it wants to go in like this and then back down that channel. So I know it's a little goofy, but hopefully this makes sense once this is up here. Alright, we're going to pull this grommet out, because that grommet's making it more difficult. Okay, a little bit easier to pull that stuff through. Let me pull the grommets out. So pull that out, stick that grommet back in there, and voila. So I'm kind of curious how good this thing's going to go in here with that little channel, but we will find out shortly. Alright, so we got that one. We got some middle electronics right here. Yeah, feels like there's another cable here that pulls out. See where this other cable comes from. We got one here, one there. I don't know why the hell I had another pull cord for that, but that goes into there. That goes into there. I don't know why they had a pull cord on that, but whatever. Alright, and then when that goes up in there, I guess that's going to tuck up. So we'll see how this actually goes in here. We'll see if we can move this over here to get a little bit more light. Alright, hopefully Hopefully that's a little bit more light. Get these bad boys tucked up in there. Alright, that's nice and snug. That cable went through snug. Does not look like it's crimping anywhere. Alright, so we can get our 4 bolts that we got earlier. We're going to start these in these threaded areas. There we go. Sometimes you just got to nudge them in there a little bit. Alright, so we got those fingers started. These are lining up after I just gave it a nice forceful bump. And we'll get our Allen wrench. So if you can see here from the top, that is snug up against that now. So we'll go snug with these now. And you don't have to hulk these things. Just make it nice and snug. Because if you go too hard, you're going to rip the threads out. Ask me how I know. I've done that way too many times on way too many things. Just hand snug. Alright, so that looks like it's done. Okay, place the junction covers on the uprights, whatever the hell a junction cover is. So, let's see here. Alright, so we're going to get 6 A, B's, and C's in there. What are these junction covers? I'm thinking these are probably junction covers. And space is getting a little tight in here now that we got some bigger stuff together. All right. I don't really understand what these junction covers are supposed to do, to be honest. Alright, so look at it from the front. Let me get this right. This junction cover is going to go on there like that. After you pull that cable up through. And this one go in there like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but we'll see. Alright, so let's get our 6 A, B's, and C's. Hopefully got 6 of these left. 6, yep. Good, so I didn't lose one, like I thought I did. Again, this tape on this crap, it's nice to keep you from losing these, but they're a pain in the ass when you try and separate them to actually get these things out if you have big fingers. Alright. So, how the hell is this saying we got 6 A, B's, and C's? Because we sure as hell don't got 6 of those left. We got 4. Alright, so where did we screw up here? We used an A, B, and C somewhere where we weren't supposed to. So I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go back and look at it just to make sure I'm not losing it. And we'll be back. Alright. We are back. I figured out what I screwed up. Down in the bottom section, there were supposed to be 2 A, B's, and C's for the back ones, and 2 D, B, C's for the front ones. So, take these front ones out, because apparently these need to be longer. Which is a good thing I didn't overly tighten these yet. Alright, so we'll take those two out, and where's my blade? This is why I said it's kind of hard to pay attention to this as closely when you're recording it, because I'm trying to do it a little bit faster and not bore you guys with just dead silence while I'm reading it, trying to figure out what I'm doing. But in the other token, I'm trying to show you what realistically is probably going to happen if you got kids around, you got dogs around, you got people talking to you while you're trying to do this. And you probably have a few things you'll have to redo. No big deal though. It's an easy fix. This doesn't have a ton of bolts, so it literally took me a few seconds to figure out where I screwed up. That one doesn't want to go in there straight. So we'll loosen up that back one, see if we can coax that one into place a little bit. Pull that out a little bit more. I think that's a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so since we got this front section on, we're just going to tighten these things and get it done with. Again, don't He-Man these things. You just want them snug enough that this thing's not going to fall apart. Let me put some weight on it. Just use common sense. If you don't know what's too tight, if you're flexing your muscles when you're doing this, you're very likely doing it too tight. If you're grunting too much when you're doing it, you're probably doing it too tight. This front one here. Yeah, alright, now it's good. Alright, so now we got all our hardware. So, get our washers done. Put your blade in so you don't cut yourself. Alright. So now, looking at our instructions, let's see here. So you got the A, B's, and C's on all 3 corners of this. So we're going to bring this over. And so what you're going to have to do, I'm trying to do this without crimping this wire. So this wire is going to come up and meet with this wire. So this wire was coming up down for the motor. This is going up to the control board up here. So we're going to connect these together. And use that to pull that down a little bit. Actually, I don't even know why the hell we have these on there. Let me pull that off. That's from when we did that earlier. For this case, it's not needed because we can just push those down to tuck it down. So we get that wire out of there. And if you see the way that these sit in, that's just a connector piece to make it. It's like a beauty piece, I guess, or beauty panel. Get that other piece out of there. We're going to keep that wire in there, or the red wire in there, just in case for now. I'm going to try and tuck this down and see how far down this thing's going to go. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we're going to pull that out because that's where your bolts are going to go. So, all those bolts that we just got, 3 started. You have 1, 2, 3. And again, you're going to see your threaded areas. And you may have to kind of shimmy it around to get it where you want it. We're going to adjust this. Piece that we did earlier so it doesn't move around too much. The other threaded area there. And another threaded area there. Alright, get your other 3. And now this thing's starting to look like a Bowflex. So, again, threaded area, threaded area. And threaded area. So get these as far as we can with our fingers. And we'll take a step back, take a look at this thing. Now's the point where you start seeing how much space it's going to take up. Start feeling good, feel like you accomplished something. So here is the front end of the unit. And we'll go around the side. So I'm going to flip this around probably. Again, because the power's back this way. I don't know where this thing plugs in. Maybe it plugs into the back. But so here's your area. You're going to be walking on there. These are going to go up and down. Hold your hands there. Yada, yada, yada. So you start seeing it's turning into something. So at this point, you should be feeling pretty good in the process. Starting to take shape. So we're going to snug these. And I'm just used to going in kind of a crisscross pattern from working on cars. Makes it a little bit easier to get stuff seated because stuff moves around when you're tightening things. So I'm just kind of used to doing these. I'm just snugging these at this point. Just make sure everything's feeling pretty stable. And it's still up on that styrofoam there, so it's not as stable as it's going to be. But it's starting to feel pretty good. Alright. Something's going to go across here. Let me look at these instructions before I get too far tightening that. Oh, that's where the shocks are going to go. Alright, I just want to make sure there was no piece that goes in between there, because if you look how these have these machined out areas, if you're trying to slide something in there, you're going to have to loosen these up, swing that down, put it on, swing it back. But that's where the shocks are going, here and there, so that's a non-issue. So we're going to tighten these bad boys up. And again, do not Hulk tight these. So we'll make sure that crush washer goes flat. Or lock washer goes flat. There you go. Again, if you're struggling too much to put pressure on that to tighten them, you're either putting too much pressure or something is not aligned. You do not want to rip out those threads. You can fix them, but you gotta go buy a helicoil kit. Alright, so that section is done. Alright, let's see what we got next. Alright, so we're going to put the side piece of the drive belt area on, so those booty panels were to go on the side here to hide all that area. So these are those things over there, and we're going to need, holy hell, 10 of the H and the I's with a screwdriver. Alright. H, I, alright. I'm going to try and put these on a white background so I do not lose these. These are a little bit smaller, so these are going to be a lot easier to lose. Be forewarned. When I'm doing these, I like to put the bolt right on the washer right away and stand them up on their heads if you can. Makes it a little bit harder. I mean, they'll tip over easier, but it makes it a little bit harder to lose these things when you're working with little hardware like that. Ideally, I would not be working on a dark carpet. I'd be working on a workbench or something, but again, not everybody has that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and do it as minimalist as possible. So again, get these things hooked in to not lose anything. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So let's grab our panels here and see how these are supposed to be oriented. So it looks like this is like a tread area. This is rubberized right here, so I guess if you have to put your feet off to the side instead of sliding off the back, put your feet off to the side and let this thing go do its thing. So looks like we got a channel there for it to go through the shock, and then this kind of just slip fits in there. You have to lift it up off of that styrofoam that you had in there. And let's see where all these bolt holes are going to be. Alright, so they're all on the underneath. You want to make sure these things, so this styrofoam underneath is going to keep these holes from lining up, so you're going to have to push down on this. We will be back in a minute. I got to go back upstairs to the garage and grab a Phillips head screwdriver, so we'll be back. Alright, we're back again. One got 2 Phillips head screwdrivers because I didn't take the screws up to see which one will fit. That one will fit good, that one fits good too. We'll try the bigger one just for good measure. Take my phone out of my pocket as I lean down here. So again, we got to push down on this a little bit for that to fit. Alright, that should be getting started. I'm guessing there's 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Actually, I only see 4 holes. Then we get all 4 in and see if we can find where the 5th one is. 5th one's probably hiding up front somewhere. This one's probably going to be a little bit of an issue. the styrofoam block. I can see the hole. I might just have to pull forward on it a little bit. Alright. I'm going to move the styrofoam block. Alright. Give me a second here. Move this styrofoam block up. Alright, so now we got a little bit of height on it. Let's see how it works. Zia, get out of here. Alright, so I can see this needs to come forward a little, or start it at an angle to get it in the hole. And feels like it's started. Yep, it started. Alright, so the fifth hole is up front here. So we'll tighten these four in the back first. And again, normally I would do this with a drill on a low speed, low torque setting. But once you see how it's done without having fancy tools to do this. It's kind of weird that they didn't provide some kind of screwdriver bit. Assuming everybody has a screwdriver, I guess. So, be forewarned, there is no screwdriver in this kit that I saw, at least. Alright, so she's snug. I'll get the other side on. Sorry about fixing the camera, but my forehead's a little itchy from having this thing on. I don't even know what kind of time we're in on this thing yet, but we got a little bit of time in on her. Alright, so again, bump that in, get that in her channels, make sure she's snug, and we're going to start screwing everything in on this side. Move some of this junk out of the way that we had. I'm going to put these screws up here and hope they don't fall down. Actually, that's probably not a wise choice because I'm going to be bumping them and kind of move it around a little bit. So again, I know you guys aren't going to be able to see this. It's a little dark. I was not blessed with a ton of light in this house. At some point we're going to finish this basement and get some pot lights down here and stuff like that. Not pot lights to like grow pot, but pot lights as in like can lights. Hopefully everybody understood that reference. But we're not sure what we're going to do with the basement yet. At the old house I had a movie theater and basement wasn't fully finished, but it was finished enough that I had a really nice theater down there. I kind of gave up some things coming into the new house for some space. So I gave up my theater to have a bigger garage and to have a huge like 18 by 24 shed in the back of my property. So sometimes when you're looking at moving, you have to make some sacrifices. Unless you're blessed with having a lot of money, you can't always get everything that you want. I am not blessed with all the money in the world, so I have to make sacrifices on things sometimes. And one of those things was having space to work. I work on cars, so space to work and space to store all my crap that I have for cars was more important to me at the time than a movie theater. I loved having a movie theater, but the kids started getting a little lazy. They didn't want to go down because it's so hard to go down the stairs. So they didn't go downstairs as much. So I found I was watching movies by myself more than anything. My youngest son, when he come to visit, he would sit down there and watch it with me. He really enjoys watching movies with me. So, but other than that, the other kids, as they're getting older, they don't really care about that stuff that much anymore, and they're not as interested in spending time with me and my wife as they used to. This front screws being a little bit of a pain in the ass. I think that other one, we went in at an angle. I think it's going in now. No? Alright, yeah, try this a different way because this is killing my neck. I think I got it now. We have success. Feels like it's getting tight. Alright, that is on. Hopefully we're still recording. Yep. Sorry, so if you see me checking, if I look to make sure the blue light is on before I put it on my forehead, there's a reason. I've had a couple times where it doesn't flip over to record mode, and it flips over to picture mode and ends up taking a picture instead of a video. So I found that a hard way a few times. Get another cough drop. Alright. Yeah, here's he. Alright, so now I guess we put the shocks on. Alright, so shocks are all the way over here. And briefly went over these earlier. It's weird that one of them was unwrapped and the other one wasn't. I don't remember unwrapping that. Alright, so the adjustable part is going to go on top. And I'm assuming the Easy logo goes towards the end user. So bottom one slips onto there. Top one slips up there. And bottom Easy Step logo up front, or towards the user. That's back there. So now we're starting to make some business. Alright, so we need 4 of the J, F, and E. So we got our F's here. We got E's. And our F's, or J's, I'm sorry. So, you guys know the drill. Lock washer, flat washer, lock washer, flat washer, lock washer, flat washer, lock washer, flat washer. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me say this now. Alright, so we're going to do it into each one of those bungs to tighten up the shocks. So I'm going to sit down for this because my back, shoulders bother me a little bit. Again, guys, overall, so far, this thing is not all that bad to hook up. Even if you are not very mechanical, this is one of the easier things that I've hooked up. I put a lot of stuff together, a lot of crap we get around the house. I'm pretty mechanical, but again, I put together a lot of stuff. These are pretty easy instructions for the fact that they advised to put some of the packing foam underneath there to hold those treadles up. Was a very good thing. That means that they thought out their instructions. I think Bowflex offered assembly for, I don't know, 180 bucks or something like that. If you really don't feel comfortable, pay for the assembly, but honestly, these are not difficult. You can do this yourself. Honestly, if my wife was home, I probably would have let her put this together, just as a good indication that anybody can do it. She probably wouldn't have wanted to do it, but it probably would have been valuable because there's going to be a lot of ladies that are buying this. Probably some elderly people. I've seen a lot of stuff where some elderly people were buying these. So it'd be good to see that you can put this stuff together without being an independent woman, have no man, and doing this stuff on your own. It's not bad, guys. So again, we're going to snug these up. Alright, those are in there tight. Real simple setup. And you'll see, push down, and those do have quite a bit of resistance on them. I was kind of worried about that because I'm on the heavier side. My wife's going to kill me for saying this, but she is on the heavier side as well, so I just want to make sure that those were going to recoil properly. Alright, so what do we got here? Attach a rear cover on the tread assembly. So towards the back, we have two on each side. So those were the screws that were already down there. Where is that piece? Probably this over here. Alright, so you can see it's already got two screws up there. Where the hell are the other screws? Oh. So, I don't know if that's... We got... Oh, that's not... So those two... It's got some... Alright, maybe I got the wrong piece. Hold on. Yeah, I got the wrong piece. There's another piece we're supposed to be doing here. Here we go. That makes a little bit more sense. Has a Bowflex logo on it. Let's get something warm here. This concrete is a little bit cold. Alright, that's better. Alright, let's get our 4 screws here. Where the hell is it? Okay, so the other screws are right there. Duh. Alright, and need our screwdriver again. These are long screws, so these will suck if you do not have a drill. That is a lot of threads for a small plastic piece. That's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. So look how big that thing is. 4 self-tapping screws that are that big just to put in a freaking plastic piece. That's dumb. Looks like the top ones are shorter. Alright, so probably the easiest way to do is flip it down to those channels around the wheels. Kind of really cheesy the way that goes together, but whatever. I'm not going to judge too much. Oh, duh. Alright, so I screwed up there. These did not even need to be fully removed. So I'm going to put those in there and I'll show you there's channels that these just drop down on. So that made it look like those screws come out, but they really don't even need to come out. It just sits down on those channels. So that would have saved me a lot of effort pulling these freaking screws out. So as you can see, channel, slides down. Same thing on the bottom ones. It's probably easier to do the bottom ones first. This bottom one's got to come out more, I think. So this is gonna be one of those stupid, monotonous things. Alright, so we got it down on the channel, lift it up, down on the channel, bing, bang, boom, done. So, again, you guys are gonna lose sight this time. So I know I can't even see it, so I know you guys ain't gonna see it. Tighten that in there. That in there. Top ones are obviously easier to get to. All right. I like how after you get all the way done with it, it tells you to tilt it on the side and put these feet in. It's pretty ridiculous. I should have just told you to do that shit from the get-go. But again, whatever. Alright, so where are these side pieces? You got your TC100 logo. And I guess this one's going to go on this side. Hardware pre-installed, not on the hardware card. Alright, so we got... Alright, so you got screw there, and I guess these two screws maybe? No. Alright, just those two screws on the bottom. So that's another one where they slide in. It's kind of silly because you got to tilt it on its side. So we are going to move some stuff around here. I'm going to shimmy this thing. Hope that we get enough space to move this thing on the side. So if you're getting close to a wall, you probably want to pay attention so you don't bust your top piece. Alright, so now you can see these bottom screws more. So again, these got a channel. They just sit down in that channel. May have to come out a little bit more. No, maybe not. These are just going to sit a little funky. So, I don't like how that fits there. Let me look and see how that channel is. Alright, so you pull out on that back piece a little bit, and there's a little channel to screw it into, a little channel that it pops into. So this plastic piece, I am not happy with how this is done. It's a little cheesy. Alright guys, we're back. Going back to the head mount. I had to take a little bit of a break and put in a fresh battery and format my SD card and get some data off of it to free up some space. So, I said I was not going to do this However, pain in the ass to do this without a drill. So we are going to cheat, and we're going to do a drill. That is a lot tighter than I was able to get by hand. Yeah, it still doesn't hold on that good. Alright. Now it's actually holding on. Again, I did not want to have to do that. But I did not want to fight with that anymore because that was starting to piss me off. Now we got it flipped over on a side. Let me see if I don't think I tightened these earlier. No, I did not tighten these. So these are the first bolts that we put in. We're going to tighten these up. Actually, we can get this foam piece out of here now we got the shocks on. I didn't tighten these up earlier just in case you need to kind of shimmy it around a little bit to get some stuff to line up. As I mentioned before, every once in a while you kind of need to move stuff around. We're going to put these feet on since we're underneath here. So you got your front feet so you can adjust the height or level it if your floor is on level. So we're probably going to go all the way in. Because I know my floor should be pretty level. And I'll give you a little wrench here. Again, they're good with giving you the tools that you need for the most part to get this done. And I just put the nut up directly up against this bung here, and I'm just going to tighten there. If you wanted to adjust it higher, this is what's called a double nut. So you push that nut up against there and tighten it, and then you know, kind of adjust from there. Once this is locked into place, this thing should hold. So again, I feel like my floor is probably pretty level. Huh. That's funny. That's not the it's not the right thing. So all right, whatever. Do this other one quick. Even though we could do it probably easier on the other side. I'm just trying to do that back piece. Once it's flipped over. So everything should be all tight. Alright, so I'm going to flip her over on the other side. Get some of the stuff out of the way here. Alright, so put it on its other side here. And we're going to get that other side panel on. Hopefully this side's a little bit less of a pain in the ass now that we got the drill. Alright, so again, try and get this in the channel somewhat. Alright, this side seems like it goes in a little bit easier. We're going to use the drill since it's down here. Again, I'm getting lazy. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. I mean, it's not taking a while, but I want to get this done. I got other stuff to do today. Alright, that's on there. Flip her back over. And I'll try and slide her back over a little bit so we can get some more light. Alright. That's done. That's done. That's done. The last piece is, okay, so that top piece, you got 6 of the L's. Alright. Where all does this friggin' thing screw into? Alright, it's 2 on the sides, 4 on the back. This covers up the motor mechanism. So, tabs got to go on the inside. Maybe it's easier to flip this up like this first. And slide it down. No? Maybe they do fit on the outside. That's peculiar. Alright, let's see. I'm missing something here, how this is supposed to go on. Alright, so it does fit on the outsides. And it fits a little funky because these side panels that I had my qualms with. Alright, what the fuck? See, now's the stupid stuff. Now it's just plastic parts. Okay, so there's a pin. See these pins in here. So once you know those pins are there, it probably makes it a little bit easier. I think I got it set in here. Alright, I'm going to try and get some of these started. Hopefully it holds into place. So you should have 4 on the back side here. Where's my drill? Yeah, when you have these plastic pins and they have to pressure fit, they're usually a big pain in the ass. So we're just going to get these started and hope these hold into place while we snap in the fronts. Alright, so far I've been happy with how it's going together up until we got to these spots, because these don't seem to pressure fit together very well. You have to kind of hold these together at the top and bottom to get them to line up and get started. Do not go a lot of pressure on these. These don't seem like they're threaded very well, so your chances of stripping these out are very high. It does not fit together very well. So again, we'll have to see the gap in there. Just kind of have to hold these together. I'm gonna put my weight on it and trying to get that thing started. That does not hold together at all. Oh, probably because that tab is in. I think that tab's supposed to be on the outside. It got pushed in. So be aware of that. There we go. Still a pain in the ass, but that part, okay, now it might sit in there better. That, again, that is not fabulous, but it does the trick. Alright, so power cord, adjustment. Alright, see if we can get this thing fire up. I may need an extension cord. Oh, that's not the extension cord I'm looking for. This is the extension cord I'm looking for. So we got a little bit of a span from this box over here, so we'll see if this is long enough. And power cord will go into the side and got an off on button. So we got power, power up. Oh, so I guess we need the safety key first. Let's see. Safety key, start. This is a little weird with these shocks. Hopefully they'll quiet down a little bit. You can hear the, not the recoil, the compression when it goes down. This one makes a little bit of noise. That may just be an adjustment thing, or it might just be because I'm heavy. Let's give it a little bit more speed. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, damn, even at 2.5 miles an hour, that's pretty fast. So you hear that quieted down a lot because I'm not stomping on it hard, because now I'm going a little bit faster. So, alright. We're going to stop this thing. And you will see up there, workout complete, it said. We'll go over the display and some of the functionality later once I get to see how it works, but step back, enjoy your masterpiece. If you followed along with this, hopefully it's helped you out. Now I got a big mess to clean up, but there she is. She does not take up a ton of space, which is nice. I'm probably going to get some other equipment and throw it over here as time goes on. We'll figure out how we want to adjust it, but so far that is it. Hopefully you guys bared with me and stayed interested throughout the whole video. Hopefully this helps you out. Again, whether you're really technical or you're not technical at all, hopefully you can see that pretty much anybody should be able to put this thing together. It's not overly difficult. Just those last couple pieces and the plastic parts were a little bit of a pain in the butt, but otherwise pretty simple. So we're probably going to get the Bowflex mat in here soon. I'm going to cut the video and work around a little bit. Again, hopefully this was useful. Feel free to thumbs up it, like it, share it. I would like if you guys subscribe. I appreciate the support. As I get some new toys, I'll try and put up some more how-to videos and putting stuff together so you guys can hopefully get a little bit of information, know what you're getting into before you get this stuff. Overall experience, shipment was quick. I ordered it on a Sunday. I got my shipment information by like Tuesday, and like it was like at my house by Wednesday. So overall everything was good. Got a decent deal on it as far as discounts for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So like I said in the other first portion of the video, it ended up being almost 800 bucks off or something like that. So yeah, I'll come back. I will make another video with impressions of it once we get it up and running, get working on it. But again, hit the like button, subscribe, check back for some more videos, and I hopefully hope it was helpful. Thanks. Bye.